Be wearing a name tag.
No, but he's got a goatee, and it doesn't look good on him. So maybe that'll be. Jimmy Johnson, how are you, Coach?
I'm doing good.
Look at you. This is really a pleasure.
Well, it's good to be back in Dallas.
Is that too loud for you?
It's okay. I can deal with it.
It's a little loud for me. I'm Pugs. This is my partner, Kelly.
Hi.
Pugs Kelly.
I'm used to seeing you on TV in a suit picking games.
Yeah, Fox NFL Sunday with Bradshaw and Howie Long and Kurt Menefee.
Yep.
How do you like the broadcast?
Oh, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
We have fun. I mean, it really. In fact, I'll get with Terry later on today. We'll fly out to L.A. and then tomorrow we'll watch college games all day together. And
What do you do? Do you go out to a bar or do you go to somebody's house?
No. We have 3 TVs set up in a suite there at the hotel.
Yeah. You guys couldn't go to a bar. You guys couldn't go to a sports
Oh,
bar.
we have done it on occasion.
Yeah,
We've
just
done
under
it
the
on
radar?
Yeah, on occasion, but we usually have some guys with us to kind of ward people off.
Yeah, it's got to be a problem.
Are the TVs that you watch, the 3 TVs in the suites, HD, or are they just regular TVs?
The XDR HD.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Now,
Yeah.
Kelly, before we get too friendly here, I need to, first of all, Mr. Jimmy. I'm gonna call
Johnson,
you Jimmy.
Mr.
I'm going to
Johnson.
call you Jimmy.
You got it.
I'm going to get personal here. Okay?
You got it.
I know you're here for Crown Royal. Who
Right.
doesn't love Crown Royal, right? The velvet bags are fantastic.
And with all the NASCAR fans coming out here, the message as far as be a champion and drink responsibly.
And that is a fantastic message. But I am not going to allow you to give that message or promote your product until you give me an apology.
For
1985, University of Miami versus Notre Dame.
did they show up?
56-7. I believe somebody ran the
Yes,
score
sir.
up on my Irish like no one has ever done before.
I could only coach one team. I couldn't coach the other side. I coached my team to play as well as they could play.
Coach, we were in turmoil. Jerry Faust didn't know what
So?
the hell was going on, and you took advantage of that.
No.
Hold on, was that the Pinkett years?
I coached my team as hard as I could coach them. I had no control over the opponent.
Well, I was
It's not my fault they weren't any good.
sitting at home on that couch. I wish I had some control.
And the
over
way Notre Dame's going right now, a lot of people running up the score on them.
Mary Joseph, why do you do this to me, Coach? Oh. Well, 2 things that I found really interesting about you.
Okay.
And it's not that you won a championship
Right.
in college.
Or a couple
That's
of-
not interesting?
A couple of-
I find that interesting.
couple of both places.
Well, he's the only guy to ever do it, and that's pretty impressive.
Right.
I am more impressed by the fact that you went to high school with Janice Joplin.
Beat Weeds, yeah.
That was your nickname
That
for
was her nickname, yeah. We used to razz her all the time. We gave her all kind of grief, and she didn't like us for it either. Yeah, but she beat me. Yeah, I had to look likely at darts and all that stuff.
So this was back in Port
That was
Arthur.
back at Port Arthur, Thomas Jefferson. Sure did.
Now,
But do you think that maybe that inspired her? I'd like to think that that inspired her to work harder.
You know, in all honesty, I didn't even know she was a singer back in high school. And I went off to the University of Arkansas, and one of my buddies that went to the University of Texas called me and said, you know, Beat Weeds is just tearing them up. I said, tearing them up doing what? And he said, singing. And I said, I didn't even know she's a good singer. You know, and so we didn't run in the same crowd, obviously.
yeah, she was probably. Well, I imagine you're
Well,
going
she's
off
beat
on
Weeds.
you're going off on a football scholarship. You're the All-American boy.
Oh, yeah.
And she's is she coming to
we beat
Thanksgiving?
up on guys that would smoke a cigarette, much less something else.
She was the damn dirty hippies, right?
She beat Weeds.
What a such a small town to produce 2 such big name people coming out of. What was your high school class? 40, 50 people?
Oh, no. Thomas Jefferson, Port Arthur, we had we had over 600 in our graduating class.
Oh, okay, so I thought
Yeah, it's a big school.
okay.
Yeah.
What's the ring that you're wearing?
I don't know. One of the Super Bowl rings. So I think that was the second one.
Why is that your favorite?
It's a little bigger than the first one, and normally when I'm down in the Keys, down in Florida, I don't wear rings, watches, or anything. But if I do a little bit of promotions or television, I put one of them on.
You know, you guys were talking about running up the score, and that's a big thing that's going on this week with Bill Belichick.
Yeah, we got into a debate earlier in the week about whether or not it's proper in sports, and we talked about a multitude of things,
Right,
even from
right.
the Pee Wee level all the way up to pros. Now look, I think I know what your take
You're
is on
talking
it.
to the wrong guy there. First of all, Belichick's a close friend. He comes down and fishes with me, every off season, and
Can you get him to smile?
he does down there, but not in a group, not with a bunch of media folks around. But I admire the way he's coaching his team. He's coaching his team to play as well as they possibly can play. And like he says, I put the offense out there. They're taught and pushed to score points. And if they don't score points, they didn't do their job. He said, I've got another group that is a punt team. I don't want my offense out there punting. And you know what? And I said, you know, kind of the dark side of me, as someone that watches football, that enjoys great plays, I'd much rather see Randy Moss make an acrobatic catch and Tom Brady throw the ball all over the field and 52-0, rather than 28-7 and them taking a knee and just running it up the middle. Yeah, I want to see exciting plays, and this is just as a fan. And so, I mean, he can only coach one team. Now, I will say this. Once the game is out of hand, he's got to protect his starting players and put his backups and let them learn and let them and he has done that. But you look at, you know, Detroit scored 34 points against Chicago in the fourth quarter. So in professional football, you know, there's no league that's really safe. And so I admire the way he coaches his team.
Do you think there's any part of that? Because I was thinking about that the next game, the game this week is against Indianapolis. Is that in any way, are you working to get into their head at all?
I don't know that you're getting into their head, but you're coaching your team to play as well as they can play. You don't get better by taking a knee. You get better by executing your offense. You get better by executing your defense. And you get better by trying to score. You don't get better by running the clock out. And so he's trying to get his team to play to perfection is what he's trying to do.
Do you, my son just started playing football this year.
Okay.
Do you think you could ever coach Pee Wee, or would it be like too frustrating to watch these kids?
I have no patience.
Yeah.
I know I couldn't. I have a difficult time coaching professional players, much less Pee Wee guys.
I can imagine that.
Now, another thing that I wanted to ask, I've always wanted to ask you, because this is another situation that is unique to you. Not only here in Dallas did you replace Tom Landry, but then you had to go and replace Don Shula.
Right.
What were you thinking? I mean, is that something that you welcomed, or was it sort of, oh, how did I find myself in this situation?
It just happened that way. You know, the thing about it, I was living in South Florida. That was my home. You know, after I left Dallas, you know, I thought I wasn't going to coach again. But then, you know, you get to having second thought and say, well, maybe I'll give it one more shot. And since it was at home, I said, okay, I'll give it one more shot right here. And we ended up going to the playoffs 3 straight years. In the second round, you know, playoffs the last 2 years. So we had some success, but we didn't win a Super Bowl, so it was a disappointment. But, you know, when you've won a couple of Super Bowls, anything less is a disappointment.
Now, I remember when the Landry, Jerry Jones, Tex Ram thing.
Right.
And you came in.
Right.
That was ugly. I mean, I was feeling
you know what, though? But Jerry, I thought, handled it the right way. You know, I was with Jerry. You know, we were up with Bum Bright and Tex Ram, and they were going through the negotiations as far as buying the club. Mm-hmm. And I remember Tex calling Tom and saying, hey, you know, it's over. And so Tom left and went down to Austin, and knowing that it, you know, was over and he was going to be replaced. And so rather than staying there, and so Bum Bright said, hey, I'll tell Tom that, you know, we're going to make a replacement. And Jerry said, no, that's not your job. That's my job. And he said, I'm not going to do it on the telephone. I'm going to do it in person. So he flew down to Austin, went on the golf course, and actually personally told Tom, because he said that's the class way to do it. And Jerry was criticized severely the way he handled things, but I don't know how else he could have handled it.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean when I described it as ugly. I was speaking mostly of the media, the national.
Yeah, but you know, the Cowboys were the last team in the league. You know, and so if you're regardless of what you've done earlier, just like Joe Torre leaving the Yankees, regardless of winning the series when he first got there, what have you done today? And the Cowboys were the worst team in the NFL back then. And so a lot of people wanted a replacement.
Which was